guys, welcome back to Master Matriarchs Canines. I want to take a little bit of time here to explain to you what I mean by a pack leader. Give you some details about exactly what does that mean, what does that look like. I talk about pack leadership a lot, and I guess it comes across as though I am this big hardcore person who is demanding this and that out of my dogs. That's not what it works. That's not what it means. That is not what I mean by a pack leader. Uh, and I talk about sometimes your dog as a parent. Well, you as a parent to your dog. Let me clarify that right now. I mean, as a parent, as a human takes care of their child. I'm not in any way saying that you should treat your dog like like a baby, or dress them up or anything like that. That is not what I'm saying. Don't do that. I strongly that's not my thing, and it's not what I suggest that you ever do. Your dogs need to be treated as dogs. But what I mean by being a parent is basically someone who comes in, takes care of the dog, takes care of their needs, gives them an education, that sort of thing, protects them, takes them to the vet when needed, that sort of thing. That's basically what I mean by being a good parent, or being, in this case, I'm going to expand on my meaning for a pack leader. Now, I recorded this video, this actually as part of a video clip that I did a little bit earlier, because I was talking about a new series that I wanted to start. But I thought this was good enough to go ahead and make a separate video. So I'm going to go ahead and let you watch this, please. I hope this helps folks understand what I mean by a pack leader. This is what I personally practice with my dogs, and I know very well what a dog needs. I've been able to work with people, and as a matter of fact, that's part of the video that I did. I was referring to a new client. Uh, I have worked with people, and as soon as they become pack leader and take control of a situation without ever teaching their dog any kind of obedience, they get some freaking amazing results. Okay? It's the same as a teacher. At least in my day, you sat down, you listened to the teacher was the leader. You got a bunch of kids in there, basically, they're a pack leader. When you come home as an adult, your kids were expected to do certain chores, behave in a certain way. You are a pack leader. You make sure everything is properly taken care of. You nurture your children. Teachers should be nurturing their students. A pack leader should be nurturing their dog. Okay, and I'm just going to give you some examples on how to go about doing that. All right, guys, let's get on with this video. I hope you enjoy it. And of course, let me know what you're thinking about. How does this affect you? What do you think about what I'm saying? Thanks, guys, for watching, and let's get on with the video. This is really about empowering both the dog and the human. Uh, I don't want to go on with this too very long, but let me try to give you a quick explanation of what I mean. When you become a true pack leader, you become empowered. And when that dog can look up to you as the go-to human, that dog becomes empowered. It becomes secure and more confident than it may have ever been in its entire life. What does this entitle? You as a pack leader. This is some of the requirements that you must fulfill. Not only do you do the basics of making sure the dog has good healthy food, get that dog to the vet when it's not feeling well, making sure that it's microchipped, it's got license, make sure the dog has got the proper equipment, a good collar to wear, a nice leash, comfortable place to sleep, out of the environment, make sure the dog is cool in the summertime and warm in the wintertime. Make sure the dog has proper flea treatments, vaccinations, etc., etc. That your responsibilities do not end there. Your responsibilities go far, far beyond that. You need to have an environment and the kind of leadership that makes your dog feel safe, protected, and secure. You need to be the kind of leader where your dog doesn't have to really do anything unless it's a service dog, a working service dog. Basically, that's part of the dog's needs, by the way. That we're the kind of human where that dog knows it can come to you and let you know when there is something not right. So that dog is not afraid of bark, 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 bark. Hey, something's over here happening. Or when they're just sitting there whining and not feeling well. Or if they need attention, that dog is not afraid to come to you and try to communicate with you. That dog needs to be able to understand that you understand what it's trying to say. Is it 100% every time? Of course not. Sometimes we get busy. The dog needs to wait. Like Odie right now, he's over here whining, wanting to get out of his kennel. But I have been busy and I just can't deal with him right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's making plenty of noises. He wants out. Hopefully I might be able to show you a little bit right there. See, he's right there behind the curtain. As such, he's in the lower kennel, making it very clear that he wants out. Well, guess what? I can't have him out right now. This is not the time. He's already gone potty. So it's totally unnecessary at the moment for me to bring him out. This might be a little bit of free advice here. If you watch what I am doing, I just moved my mic. Hopefully that'll improve my sound quality. Now, the fact that I said his name has already made him think that I am going to pay attention to him. He hears me talking and he's going to act up a little bit over there. But it's okay. I'm in charge. I decide when he comes out of that kennel. And those are other things. You make the decisions that most of the decisions in your dog's life. Do you give them? Oh, here's one. A pack leader. A good pack leader will make sure that they understand what their dog needs, including, folks, sniffing. Depending on the dog, between 60 and 80% of their brain, 60 and 80% of their brain is dedicated to scent. That's right. Not only detecting scents, processing scents, making sense of the scents, of the smells out there. If your dog is not allowed to go out and sniff and check out the environment, it's very bad for their mental health. A dog that does not have a good pack leader, and you've heard me talk about this time and time and time again, if you've ever followed in my videos, will result in an insecure dog. A dog without a whole lot of confidence. Okay? And one thing just kind of overlaps one or the other. You're going to get all kinds of crazy behaviors. The barking, the lunging, all sorts of stuff can be related to not having a good pack leader. Frustration. Frustration is a biggie, and the dog is going to vent in its only way it knows how. Absolutely. I am committed to helping the dog, and the way that I help the dog is through its human. Get that? I'm not about the money. It would be nice to get some money. It would help with feeding my guys. But that is not my focus. My focus is the dog. Helping the dog. And helping the human understand what's happening with the dog so they can learn the steps necessary to help their own dog and everybody lives in harmony. Is this something that happens overnight? Sometimes. Sometimes it happens with one or two, tries at whatever new thing is going on. And at other times, it may take days, weeks, or maybe even years to get that breakthrough that you need to help that dog. And everything is done, my friends. It's a process, a big process. Sometimes it's just little positives like this, okay? And then you get another little positive. Now what you got? You've got this. Add another little positive, and they just grow and grow and grow and grow. Will there be setbacks? Sometimes there are setbacks. You just pull up your bootstraps, stand up, and say, let's try this again. Figure out why there is a setback. What happened? And most of the time, in my experience, It is because of the human not clearly communicating with the dog, or they're pushing the dog too fast. They're not ready to go to the next step. This is very important. Go slow. The dog is trying to understand. Dogs don't speak human. Humans are highly complicated. They're confusing to dogs. Go slow. Work in a quiet environment. Make sure it's you and the dog. You don't have kids running all over the place. You don't have the baby crying. You don't have your husband, or your wife trying to get to you, get your attention. Don't have the TV going. Okay? A nice, quiet, calm environment. If you seem to be having trouble getting your point across, stop. Okay? Just stop the lesson. And wait a few minutes, wait an hour, 2 hours, or even the next day. Your dog does not need to think that you don't have your shit together. That's no other way I can say it. This is also a part of being a good pack leader, knowing when to stop. Okay? There's so much involved with being a pack leader. I'm just giving you about this much of what is needed. This is no joke, folks. Your dog depends on you. You are their entire world. They depend on you from everything from getting a drink of water to saving its life, to protecting them, to making all the right decisions behind that dog. The dog is depending on you to every decision you make, every move you make, to benefit for the good of the dog. That is the way the dog sees you. And, this is just giving you a small example of what I mean when I say when I'm talking about being a good pack leader. And your dog needs to trust you. That you need to have the kind of relationship with your dog that says, or your dog looks at you with those beautiful doggy eyes and that seems to be so adoring and says, I trust you, human. My human, I trust you with my life. Think about what an incredible thought that is. An incredible confidence, that kind of confidence. When your dog can look at you and say, do what you want with me, I trust that whatever you do, you're going to help me, you're going to protect me. I'm safe with you. Okay? And for me, this is, and also the dog looks at you and says, I don't understand, but I know you will help me understand, and you will help me make sense of this crazy human world. You will make it so I understand what you want me to do. And you will be kind, and you will be loving, and you know what the heck you're doing. You know how to communicate with me. I'm trying. I don't understand humans. I don't understand human ways. Help me. And I know you will know how to help me. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, if you don't train them to do the right thing, my friends, you are, without realizing it, training them to do the wrong things. You are enforcing these bad behaviors that you don't want. And then you get frustrated with your dog. Not fair to the dog, folks. Not fair to the dogs. Okay, stick with this, and I will have more information later on. And I'm really glad you're here. And until the next time, this is the Master Matriarch signing off, and I hope you have a great day.